Welcome to How to Read, aka Ball on a Budget. Now, do I actually follow this all the time? No, I buy way too many books. But ways that I do find myself saving a little bit of money are these ones. Now, number one, go get a library card, okay? Wherever you live, make sure you get a library card. There are a few places across the country where you can get a library card even if you don't live there. And I think one of them might be the New York library system. I'm not sure. But for example, I live in Chicago. I didn't even have to go to the physical library to get a library card. I just signed up on their website. So I have like a library card number assigned to me. And then you're going to go download Libby and you're going to download Hoopla. Libby allows you to put a hold on ebooks and audiobooks, just like if you were to go to the library and put a hold on a book. So, for example, you can search whatever book. If they have it at that library, you can put a hold on it, or sometimes it's ready for you to borrow right away. This is how I get a lot of audiobooks that I maybe know I'm just going to listen to it once, or an ebook where I'm like, it's not on Kindle Unlimited, and maybe I don't want to buy it because I'm not sure I'm going to like it. So I might put it on hold. Now, the tricky part about Libby is it'll say an estimated wait time of like however many weeks, this many people are ahead of you. This is how long you're going to have to wait. And then boom, it's ready. But the good thing is you can put it like and say, oh, let the next person have it. I'll wait another week. So that's Libby, audiobooks as well as ebooks. Hoopla does the same thing, but Hoopla works a little different. Hoopla, you're still borrowing it from the library, but you don't have to like put it on hold or anything. The only problem is there's only so many borrows that can happen within the larger library system on that day. So for example, if you go to borrow a book at like 10:30 at night, you might not be able to borrow it that day because enough people have already borrowed books. So you might have to wait until the next morning. But otherwise, you basically have unlimited ability to borrow. And for me, again, in Chicago, both of these, you are borrowing the book for 21 days, so 3 weeks. And Hoopla not only has ebooks and audiobooks, but they also have like comic books and movies and music, kind of like an actual library that you go to. So you can like borrow any of those things. And I have found that some of the less popular books that I might want to read or listen to are on Hoopla just because of reasons, I don't know, licensing. So those are the two main ways that I borrow books. Then when I'm looking to save some money and buying a book, KU is a great way to go. Kindle Unlimited, if you are not familiar, is connected to Amazon. Now, there's a whole argument about whether or not you should support Amazon by using Kindle Unlimited, and then also like should you use it because it supports indie artists or indie authors. I'm definitely on the side of support indie authors. So if an indie author only has their book on Kindle Unlimited or through Amazon because that is the most financially smart thing for them to do, support them. So I do still have my Kindle Unlimited subscription, and I do use it quite a bit to get books through KU. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Libby, you can get the book sent to your Kindle. Okay, so like you're checking out the book from the library, but you can read it in their app, but you can also send it to your Kindle. So if you have a Kindle, that's really great because you can still read it on there. But anyway, Kindle Unlimited, I think, is like $11.99 a month now, but you can check out. It's kind of like a library card. I want everyone to know that you do not own the books that you are getting on Kindle Unlimited. You are like borrowing it, and there's a limit to how many you can have, and then you give it back. The great thing about Kindle Unlimited, though, is sometimes, depending on the book, it'll come with the audio, and you can like do it at the same time. You can't do that on your Kindle, but you can do that in like the app on your phone. Or you can buy the audiobook for a significant discount because you got it on KU. So I always kind of check and see like, oh, I got this book on Kindle Limited, and then I might peek and see if the audiobook is on a good deal. So I do read a fair amount of ebooks through Kindle Unlimited, and I do think in the current state of the world, even though boo Amazon, boo Jeff Bezos, it is a place where so many indie authors are still posting their books, and so it's a good place to support them. Then I have recently discovered Libro FM, which I am using personally in place of Audible because I never really liked Audible's system of like paying and you get just like a credit, but it wasn't always going to count for the whole book. It was weird. So Libro FM is similar where you're like paying a monthly thing and you get a credit, but it goes for like any book of any price. And they have a really great selection and also really good deals. The reason I joined is because I got a deal where it was like join and you get 2 extra bonus credits. So I got 3 credits for the price of 1. And then they had a sale and I was peeking through the sale and I got 6 audiobooks. 6 for $22. Which if you are familiar with audiobooks in the world right now at all, that is the price of 1 audiobook. So Libro FM, you own these. Like when you buy it with the credit or otherwise, you own that. You can download it. You can listen to it whenever you want. Super great. That is the main place, I think, other than Libby, that I've been getting my audiobooks. And then this part's getting a little deeper. But if you are someone who likes to read books early, right? Or you are familiar with what an advanced reader copy is, you can make a NetGalley account and you can sign up to read advanced copies of books. Now, if you're not posting about things anywhere, whether that's Goodreads or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, you might not get approved for like really big ones, but there are a lot of smaller publishers and authors who will approve you to read their books early. But there is also a part of NetGalley where it's read now or listen now. And so if you're just like really desperate to read something, but you don't have anything with you that you want to read, or like you don't have money to go buy a book, you can read now or listen now those books. And then all you have to do is leave a review, right? Like it's the purpose of NetGalley is to review books before they come out or once they're out sometimes. So I do use NetGalley to get advanced copies of books. And every once in a while I scroll through and check and see like, hey, are there any read now books? And then my last tip is to utilize your local bookstores, your thrift stores. Sometimes there's used bookstores, and become a regular, like, go through the shelves type person. So, for example, I've talked a lot about Open Books. I really love them. They are a bookstore that has used books. They also carry a few like new releases that you can always get. But their used book section is constantly changing because people go and donate books and then other people buy books. And so every time I go in, there are new books. There are some that I always go in and I see, I'm like, you're still here. What are you doing? But there's always new books. And there's so many like little finds that I would not normally buy, or like I find them on a super good deal. I have found special editions for $10. I have found books that I really wanted to read for $6 or $3. Some people go to like Goodwill or other actual like secondhand stores. I never have had as much luck going to those, but it works. Check your local bookstores though, because they also sometimes have sales, right? Like they're going to have a sale. I know another one in Chicago is going to be having kind of like a spring sale where they know they have a lot of books that aren't as new and they're trying to sell those and kind of clear the shelf space for new books. Keep an eye out. Like it is so easy to want to go to Barnes and Noble or to go on Amazon, specifically Amazon, I think, because it's like cheaper sometimes, right? But that's because they are not making a profit on the books. I'm gonna get on my soapbox. They are not making a profit off of the books that they sell on Amazon. They are purposefully losing money. They sell them so cheap so that you come back and buy other things, right? They're like, it's fine if we lose some money on the books, because people come and then they buy a bunch of books and then they come back and they buy all the other crap you can buy on Amazon or Barnes and Noble, right? They've created this image, and I'm super like, support Barnes and Noble. If that's the only bookstore in your area, support Barnes and Noble over Amazon, 100%. But Barnes and Noble is also gonna harm a like local bookstore because they might have a larger selection or newer books, or they might have like release parties or something. That was my soapbox. I don't really know if that was helpful, but that is how I try to save money on books. How I don't save money on books is by subscribing to book boxes and getting special editions and going to bookstores and just walking around and buying books that I don't need. But that's okay because I love them. And I'm super excited that I am in a place where we can kind of have a little mini library in our house. It makes me really happy and it brings me joy to look at it, but I also kind of like a Midwest mom. I love telling people when I got a book on a really good deal, right? So I recently got this graphic novel at the used bookstore and I got it for $12. I have no idea how much it costs normally, but like next time somebody's like, "Oh, that looks," I'm like, "Oh, I got it for $12," right? So those are my tips and tricks on how to ball on a budget and read books. Or wait, I have one more. Oh, I have one more. Okay. Little free libraries. Um, if you live in a larger city, usually, I think some small cities have these too, but like you probably don't have as good of a selection. There are little free libraries, right, where people might leave books, and the purpose is for you to leave something in exchange, right? Like you take out a book, you put a book there. And I think that's a really great way too. If you don't have a lot of space like in your house, maybe you read a book, you take it to a little free library, maybe you see, you know, there's another book there that you want, and you can swap them. Obviously, you could sell it or whatever, but I also like to give back to the community, make sure we're not wasting trees, etc.